We'll see whether we'll be able to see another grenade launcher coming in for this game, because we are looking at the second match between B versus C. I mean, when it comes to grenade launchers, what are your views of it? Do you find something, okay, from a receiver party, right? Let's say you got killed by a grenade launcher. Will you be like, oh man, what a good shot? Or you'll be like, skillless!
No, I'm definitely one of those. I'm definitely one of those where it's just like I'm having a hot game. I've got like 12 kills in my pocket. I'm looking really, really good. I'm trying to finish off this game, and all of a sudden someone walks up with a grenade launcher and just noob tubes me. Then yeah, I will have to admit I would be very salty too. Very, very salty.
I mean that would have been me. I was just casually running around, and it's just like, hey, a guy. I'm just going to be firing a good amount of lead onto him, pop him up with few holes, and kaboom! Wait, where did my arm go? Wait, where did my head go? That kind of things, and just like it grinds my gears. It definitely grinds my gears. But in the meantime, we're gonna be jumping into purgatory, and with unfortunately for Supreme Armed Forces, it does seem like they are finding themselves in a really tight spot against Auto Knockout. Could this be a vengeance game coming from Auto Knockout, because they are just gonna be replaying what happened in the previous round? Mirul brings one down. He tries to get a kill on the Garute, but it doesn't seem like he's managed to connect the dots just yet. But a huge amount of members coming from Supreme Armed Forces has been knocked out from Auto Knockout. This is vengeance, ladies and gentlemen. Hands down vengeance.
Look at them, they're running him down. Garut, where are you going to run to? He's trying to make a break for the river banks here, but so far he lost at least all of his team members. He's the last he is the last 20% of his team, and whether or not he's going to be able to come out of this and get some points is going to be really tough. But yeah, as you mentioned, just some instant retribution coming out from Auto Knockout.
That is pretty funny if you ask me. So we're just like what, 2 minutes into the game, and we've got one entire team that's already been knocked out by its 80% already, because we're only left with one man left coming in for them, and it's just not something that I would be expecting coming from SAF. They're doing pretty well actually for this week, even though they are at the bottom half of the leaderboards. I would really like to hope and see them climbing up to the top 12, because when that happens, that's gonna create such a great narrative.
Yeah, I think it's just like what, 4 to 5 teams really competing to try and make it into that top 12, and they have some relatively close amount of points. Like one booyah for any one of these teams will shoot them into that top 12. So it really is going to be a back and forth for this week, and it's going to be do or die for a lot of these teams. But let's check it out. It's going to be GS versus DT here. Both of them looking for looking for their opposition, as Genesis All Stars looks to rotate around this structure. They are. Oh wait, he did spot him out, and unfortunately he does with the first initial shot. That's going to alert them to his position. He tries to turn the corner, but he's reloading his weapon. That's going to be being taken out. The scout is gone.
Oh man, you know, when it comes to today, right, it does seem like AXA Dream Team, Genesis All-Stars, Supreme Armed Forces, they are really putting their name out there, while the other members, the other teams in today's brackets, in the lower part of the brackets, such as Eclipse, we've got LCMY Bosku, LCMY Gregory. Wait, they are doing pretty okay. Legends Rumble is not doing that well. I think Special Army MY isn't doing that well as well. But you know, these three teams is just putting themselves out there. AXA, like I said, AXA Dream Team. We've got Genesis All Stars, and definitely we also have Supreme Armed Forces. We should look out for them.
Yeah, and that's the kind of the points that I was trying to bring up very early on in the day, especially since this is like the halfway point. They are just realizing, oh yeah, we're kind of running out of time to get these points, so if we don't start collecting them from here on out, we might just be left behind. And especially since the bottom 4 teams are going to get cut, the top 12 is going to be fighting extra hard, especially around that 12th place position. It's really just absolute warfare from everybody as they get more and more aggressive, look to get more and more points, and really start shifting the tables in the leaderboards.
I don't know how either of these teams are going to play. We still have 11 teams remaining, because none of the teams has been knocked out just yet. And now I believe that the circle is just going to be slowly closing in as well. Or is it going to be announced? Can't really tell much. But, well, we will take a look at the map in a while later. But looking at the rest and how these players have, how these teams have put themselves out there, it does seem like for Special Army MY, they have found themselves in a nice little place right next to Mammoth. They should be pretty okay. I'm not too sure about that. Is it? Is this?
It's kind of hard to say
Or does
because
it seem like?
well, I mean, overall, I think what's the most important thing is where the next circle is going to be. It is going to start off pretty slow. In number of picks, especially on Purgatory, Purgatory and the amount of early engagement frags, first drop frags, is very, very low in comparison to a map like Kalahari, where everybody is kind of forced to take each other on super quickly. But, you know, we're going to have to wait until the second or third circle to get a much better idea of what the landscape of how the later half of this round is going to be.
Yep, and now we have AXA Dream Team. They're just gonna be wrapping side of the reservoir right on the riverbank, and they could very well come very, very close to an anniversary, and that is going to come in the form of Genesis All Stars. And if a fight is were to break out, it is going to be a 2 versus 2, while the other two members. Oh no, Toby is able to spot out facts. I don't think that is going to be immediately going up for the shot. Oh wait.
Do they not realize it? Do they not realize that the Dream Team is on the run? They now have figured it all out. They figured it all out that Lumber Mill is not safe, but they're going to look for the one unfortunate straggler here. Yes, they are making sure that they have spotted them out by the Lumber Mills here. Frank is going to be the first to follow this Dream Team, looking to start pushing forward. Star quickly drops the blue wall to get some cover here, but he's out in the open. FX, he's got to get on out of there as Genesis All Stars have already lost 2 of their members. Now it's just going to be left to Star and Fix to make sure that they can carry the rest of the team and look for those points, because right now we can see that Genesis All Stars just all over the place.
I don't know about this, man. Genesis All Stars is now eliminated because Star is just hiding inside of the small little crevice inside of the log piles. And, well, AXA Dream Team have gotten themselves with 4 kills to their name. They are really cranking up the numbers for today. Something has changed. Something definitely has changed.
It's just a new mentality coming into this, but we're looking at the next fight. It's going to be Nox versus RAR once again. We've seen this matchup in the previous maps before, but now RAR, this time, they're looking to try not and lose. They both have suffered casualties on either side of the map, but look at the amount of cover in the landscape. It's an incline for sure, but it's a very horizontal axis that they're going to be fighting on, as the rest of the team's going to be hiding behind these trees. I don't think they can really push up safely, especially since that incline is going to give high ground advantage to Hazik, who is just sitting right above them.
Yeah, it's kind of tough for any of these teams to be able to make full use of the terrain, but regardless of that fact, it does seem like we are finding ourselves in the point of view of auto knockout. Mr. D, he definitely brought down quite the slug shot on the opponents, and he's definitely wanting to get out of kill on Red Panda, but the grenade launcher, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment where you feel bad for auto knockout, and this is the moment where you face away from the microphone and say, "Skilless!" Oh my god.
I think I just had flashbacks right there. Like, that clutch from Mr. D was looking so good. He turned a 1v4 into a 2v1 so quickly. He was making sure that his shots landed, playing through those corners, making sure he was using the structure to his advantage with a short-range weapon. But in the end, it just didn't matter when somebody had a freaking grenade launcher and used it indoors, a complete safety hazard, but it didn't matter because they just wanted to stop the momentum coming out of Mr. D.
Indeed. You know, the funny thing is that the grenade didn't even land anywhere close to the floor or close to him at all, because, you know, grenade launcher, they lobs, right? So it kind of destroyed the ceiling and destroyed him in the process as well, and that is definitely not something that they were expecting. Hands down, they did not expect that the grenade were to just completely detonate at the ceiling.
Absolutely, but you know, at the very least, they stopped that momentum, and more importantly, he didn't actually get that thirst. So at least they minimized the amount of casualties they could have gotten, because it could have been much worse had Mr. D continued on his rampage.
That is true. Sorry about that. And things are looking pretty good for this round already because, well, auto knockout is now out. They have been, automatically knocked out. But, they are not in this round anymore. And perhaps that is going to pave the way for many of the other underdog teams for this round.
Yeah, and speaking of underdog teams, right? Especially in the situations like this, they're going to be looking to fight even harder than these top tier teams. And when the people who are sitting on top, it really just shows consistency in their line of play. But for the lower teams, they definitely need to make sure that they're racking up the points as much as they can. And it's not about getting those big bursts of points and those big booyahs. It's really just about consistently collecting it over a period of time so that they maintain their position before going really, really hard towards the last couple of weeks.
And playing consistently is not really something that you can control that much as well, because you can't exactly, predict your enemy's movements. You can kind of only draw assumptions. You draw assumptions based on their playstyle, and of course, being able to hear around what's going on here, what's going on there, where would have been the best movement, the best pathing to go to deal with this current circle kind of thing. It is very tough to be consistent, and it does seem like we have a decent amount of teams that has been pretty consistent coming in, and I think that No Escape is definitely one of the consistent teams with, I think, a total of 5 or 6 booyahs now, and a huge amount of kills too.
Yeah, we were even looking at the stats of Red Panda just now. He had at least 1.9k worth of damage, even 4 kills under his belt. He's really making work of these teams here, but looking at SA once again, a special army is looking pretty decent so far. I definitely think they could be looking to get a little bit better, but the Dream Team currently on fire, going to take on H2G from across the map. The difference is that they have structures, while H2G, they have structures for the side of Dream Team, while H2G are forced to kind of look for that flank, because this is going to be a tough position from the Storm side. They're going to have to start pushing up into the structures to really start punishing Dream Team here. Wise taking a good amount of shots as H2G move in with their superior numbers.
And just like that, we are going to be slowly looking at how this team is going to deal with this current storm. Hard to get is going to be laying down the lads right onto the AXA Dream Team. Will they be able to successfully do this though? It's just going to be lobbing grenades over and trying to zone Superman out. And he successfully was able to zone him out and just immediately take him down right in front of his glue walls. They just have to deal with one more people, or perhaps a few more in this sense. Hard to get. All 4 of them still remains, and Batman says hello! But he's gonna get shot out by X-Gen, only to be eliminated by the Storm. So, all in all, things are looking pretty okay for Hard to Get. Even though they have a single casualty, he still can be picked up. No problems whatsoever. But No Escape comes in from behind, and would definitely want to get that third-party action going about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh, wait, H2G actually landed the shots on to show you they're coming in from Nox. And I mean, just as you were saying, yeah, they should be fine. All of a sudden, Nox comes in from the back to make something happen, but Voidface, he's looking to get up and personal with the SMG to secure that thirst. That's going to be 1 onto Raid. Is he going to get the kill? Yes, he does. Secures the thirst as the team looks to push on up from low ground into the high. And oh boy, they got to be careful. Hazik, he is holding that grenade launcher. He's going to be finding that first pickup. No, he doesn't. He actually loses the gunfight.
He got flanked away from the other side, and now Voiceface is a little bit too close for comfort now. He lobs grenades over, and he gets it! He frags him! He exploded the opponents into a bazillion pieces! Blood flying everywhere, and Hard to Get has gotten a total of 5 kills to their name, with 7 teams and 22 men alive.
Holy, what a grenade that was. He was cooking it just perfectly, knowing that he wanted to get the res, really started to style on them towards the end there, but that just means that Nox is going to get knocked out really early on as the 8th place team, while the rest of H2G, now feeling themselves a little bit more, are going to go on the offensive, going for these bigger chases.
And now the circle is going to be flushing out Special Army MY right into the circle as soon as possible. But it does seem like they will have some problems coming in here, because we have AV Elise just going to be waiting for them at the other side of this compound. But here, wait, what? How? I have no idea how that happened, but AV Elise managed to get that grenade launcher in, and getting a knockdown on the Funan. But I don't think that is the end just yet, because Djibouti gets a shot down on the Minato, coming in from the other members coming in from Special Army MY, but the AV Elites, they are going to be rushing in. They're going to be breaching into the territory of Special Army MY. 2 men knocked down, executed, but Insanity, wait, he's not executed just yet. He's been picked up, and the rest of AV Elites are definitely going to get their way in very, very soon. But in the meantime, just to let you guys know, Bloody Heads managed to bring down 2 members coming in from the opponent's side as well. A good amount of members coming in is just going to be knocked down over and over again, but we are going to put our attention right down onto AV Elites versus Special Army MY with a good amount of blue walls being brought out. But Japan came in right time. Zuset is going to be the last one remaining, but he's just going to be putting down the land onto Funan. He manages to, he falls in, he runs out, he gets the base stab. Oh! Red Panda completely outplayed the opponents. Total of 70 kills to his name.
AV Elite are going to be, if they can get a booyah as well, they're going to be having some sick number of points. He's trying to go run and get into that vehicle. He should be able to get the heal off in the meantime. But oh my goodness, that's going to be AV Elite. They're going to be taken out. They're going to be taken out here, unfortunately. But H2G coming in pretty big, as well as Bloody Heads. They've done it once. Now they're going to get an AWM one more time. They're making sure that they're landing the shots. However, the vests are going to keep them alive just enough to continue on fighting, and that's going to be another kill for H2G. Bloody Heads looking to take out Roar already on the opposite side of the maps, and now we've got 3 teams remaining. Who is going to get on top?
Bloody Head with a total of 4 kills to their name. They already have Bosku in their sights already, and they are pretty far. But the good thing is that the rest of the members coming from Bloody Head is just going to be making their way to the southern part of the current circle. And here we have Blank gets one down right on the Bosku. That's what they needed. Agarute is just going to be knocked down, or rather he's just going to be stuck in the corner. He's going to have his back against the wall. He have nowhere else to run. We have a good amount of members coming from Bloody Head that will be flushing him inside of the house, and he is pretty much dead meat. And with 2 teams alive, Bloody Head, all 4 of them is still pretty healthy. The rest of Bosku, they're just trying to get themselves closer and closer into the center of the circle. How he thinks is gonna be working out for Cal? How about Sawi? How about FCRY? I don't know, but the circle is gonna be flushing the rest of Bosku coming out very, very soon. It's just gonna be a 4 versus 3. Alright, the 4 versus 2 right now. Cal in the center. No way. He can defend himself against the rest of the team coming from Bloody Heads, and just like that, Bloody Heads managed to win the fight against this very, very weird fight. The opponents, Bosku, they're just separated.